What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing something very special. Today we are going to be doing a kind of half-assed reaction to my old video from 2019 called The MCU is Now 616 Universe. And for those of you who don't want to be spoiled about the Doctor Strange 2 movie, well, I guess clicking on this video and listening to this point's already kind of spoiled it at this point, so sorry. No, so I'll give you some context before we actually start this. So I actually put down some timestamps too, so that I know when to stop, because I'm not gonna watch the whole video. I'm just gonna watch parts of it, the parts where I talked about the 616 thing, and about how the MCU being 616 was a problem and all that stuff and things like that. So yeah, this is happening because I made this video 3 years ago. It is a very popular video, actually. It's got over 2,000 views, which is pretty good for a channel of my size, actually. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, I got better, but this is pretty solid still. I mean, I do have some videos that's over a couple thousand views, so, I mean, you know, I always get a little, you know, whatever, because I always, you know, and every time I do videos like this, I always kind of reflect, where it's like, I shouldn't do that right now for this video, I should be focused. But, again, it's so crazy to go back and look at this video and see all the love that this video got, and hate. You know, even if I scroll down in the comments, which I'm not going to, there were some people who were who I fought with a lot about this. This is back when I used to fight with people about it. Now I just kind of like make my videos and then I kind of let people think whatever they think. So yeah, so basically, for context's sake, so what has happened in Doctor Strange 2? In Doctor Strange 2, there is a scene with Doctor Strange and Christine where they're talking about dimensions, and then Christine talks about how he is from the universe 616, or the MCU 616, or some variant of 616. And I did a video on this 3 years ago talking about something like this. It was about Spider-Man Far From Home. And it was a clip about basically Mysterio, and Mysterio basically trying to say that he's from a different universe or something, and him saying that he's from 616 or something, and or the MCU is 616. And we then found out that wasn't true. We found out that that was false. So, I don't know. Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness was directed by Sam Raimi. I don't think that it was really his fault with the writing. I don't think he wrote it. I think he directed it, but I don't think he wrote it. So, we're going to react to this. I got timestamps to let myself kind of talk. I will talk over a little bit of it, just to kind of talk and give context. As you guys can see, this is my very, very old intro, which I recorded with my phone. So for those of you who always probably thought I recorded it with my phone, I can confirm that yes, when I did this little intro here, I recorded it with my phone, and so clips from the old Spider-Man movies. So yeah. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'll be going till about 4 minutes. So, and then I'll kind of maybe review what I said there. So here we go. Take it away, 3-year-old me. Oh, God. Oh, the quality's so bad. I love that shot. Ah. Oh, so, look at that old logo of mine.
Boy, oh boy. Where do I even start with this video? Like...
I'll tell you where. I look pretty much the same as I did 3 years ago.
I don't even know how to start this video. I guess I can start by talking about how I found this out. Okay, so here's what happened. So I made a video 2 days ago about the new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, and, you know, I talked about, you know, I talked about Spider-Man. I talked about the different dimensions. I talked about Mysterio a little bit, Nick Fury, the elemental characters, and apparently, in the midst of all this, in the midst of me fighting almost every single commenter in my comments about this, you know,
I did. I used to do that a lot. Like I said, I got to the point where I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna upload my video, and then I guess it depended on the comment. Like if it was a comment that was like actual like not like hatred, but more of like just trying to talk to me, then I would today I would talk to them or like kind of debate with them. But if it's like I'm not gonna do it with every commenter. Like I used to do this, but I realized as your channel gets bigger and you get a lot more people who comment and try to talk to you, it just gets overwhelming, and then you get to the point where it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that for every comment because otherwise we're going to be here all day or we're going to be in a weird loop. So yeah, that changed eventually, obviously.
but all of a sudden, Dino Thunder 14 comes in. He's like, Mike, just wait. You gotta see this. Mike,
Yeah.
look, you gotta see this. You got.
So this is a video. This is back where I used to do videos because when I was living at my dad's house, or we'll just say 2019, maybe even a little bit later or earlier than that, I was doing a lot of request videos. That was back when I used to do a lot of Q&As. I don't really do a lot of Q&As. I have not done a Q&A, if I want to say, for about like a year or two. Yeah, this is when I used to take requests. He actually did request it. I had his channel in at the bottom here and everything. So yeah. Yeah, I used to do requests. I don't really do requests no more. It depends on what it is, or I just like take people's advice now about what types of videos I should do. A lot of people are telling me I should review the Batman movie. I'm just like, I don't know about that. That's going to be a fight.
You gotta see this. And I'm like, what? What the hell are you talking about? Shows me the video. Shows me this 40-second clip. Shows me this little clip of Spider-Man and Mysterio and Nick Fury talking about the multiple dimensions a little bit more. They're elaborating more on the dimensions and who's in which dimension. So check this out. So apparently, Mysterio says that he's from Earth 833. For those of you who don't know, 833 is the home of Spider-Man UK. So yeah, that is a completely different Spider-Man from a different universe. So that's cool. So I was like, okay, maybe we might get Spider-Man UK. I don't know. But then he says this.
So yeah, man, I used to be so into it. Like 2019. It's so funny how things change. I mean, I even knew that. I even knew which dimension the Spider-Man UK was from. Like, I just was so into the comics back then. These days, not so much. I'm just so distant from it because it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And then Nick Spencer kind of came in. He tried to make it a little bit better, but then recently they've gotten worse again. So yeah, it's on again, off again. I like to pay attention to what's going on in the comics, but I'm very distant from it now. But I can't believe I must have done research or wrote stuff down before I actually did this video, obviously.
He says, and this universe is Universe 616.
Yeah.
Yep. He just said that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said when Christine said in Doctor Strange 2 that that Doctor Strange's Earth is 616 or whatever, or MCU 616 or whatever stupid like excuse or logo they're trying to like put over it to kind of make it not what I'm saying that it is. It doesn't matter. You still said what it is. So again, I was like, really? Like, you're going to really go there again? I did this video 3 years ago, and you're still going to try this. But, again, I'm just going to let my older self talk, because I feel like it's not even necessary. I feel like it is just, me press play and let my 3-year-old self just explain the issues with all this shit.
Said that. He said that. Yeah, he said that. He said that this is Earth 616 now, that the MCU is 616. Here's the problem with that. As I was having this discussion with Dino Thunder here, he started telling me some things that were very interesting. Apparently, the MCU is actually supposed to be established in the Earth 19999.
Yeah.
It's a lot of nines, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's where the MCU is supposed to be. That's where it's supposed to be, right? That's the universe it is. So, here we got this comic book, right? That he shows me. He shows me the Spider Gundam comics. Now, I'm not reading the Spider Gundam comics. I think that Spider Gundam comic can go fuck itself for all I care. I don't give a rat's ass about that comic.
Oh, yeah, I think, yeah, because Spider Gundam was basically the Miles Morales Spider-Verse, which was, again, it was so stupid. Because it's like you just had Spider-Verse, and then they immediately after that, they did Spider Gundam with Miles, and it was like, what are you doing? You just did this. You know, it was so dumb. Just keep going, Mike.
But no, I'm reading the comic, or I'm not reading the comic, but he's showing me these pictures.
The panels.
Of Peter, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, is in the comic. He meets the 616 Spider-Man. He meets him. So, here's the problem. It is established in the Spider Gundam comics that they're both from different universes. And that... You see how this is contradicted as fuck now? So...
Yeah, okay. So that's the end of the first timestamp that I have here written down. So yeah, they've already met. They've already... Again, this is already... Unless they're trying to say that Spider Gundam just didn't happen... But even then, I mean, you trying to, again, this doesn't take away the fact that you trying to say that, again, and again, trying this again 3 years later, that, oh, now it's, you know, at the MCU 616. It's not 616. You keep making shit up. I mean, I even had some people in the comments here when I went back and I looked at this video try to sit there and tell me, like, oh, it's like you know, comic versions or movie versions or stuff like that. I'm just like, no, that's not an excuse. Like you can't do the universe thing then if you're gonna start making shit up. And then I do go on to say more about this stuff, and I don't know why I'm very talkative today. I should have did this on a day where I wasn't very talkative, because my goal for this video was to let myself, or the 3-year-old me, basically just talk, because I don't really need to, honestly. I'm basically talking for him at this point, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna let him continue with the next timestamp here then, which is about 5:06 to 6:38.
Consistent bullshit here. Now, they're trying to say that the MCU is now 616. It's like John Watts.
So, again, this is back in Spider-Man Far From Home when they were trying to do this with Mysterio and all that stuff.
Or whoever it was, apparently this clip was shown on Ellen, and whoever it was that showed this clip, John Watts literally just handed me a silver bullet. What while yelling, "Kill me, kill me!" Apparently, because that's what just happened here. John Watts was being a pal. He's like, you know what, Mike? I can't do this. Just put me out of my misery. I can't. Just finish me. Just finish.
God, my animosity toward the director of those movies was just super high. Like it wasn't really. But here's the thing. Like, of course, like as I got older and as I kind of like looked at that situation more and all that stuff, I mean, it also was not. It wasn't just him. It was Marvel too, and it was a little bit of Sony also too. Like it wasn't like, because back in the day I used to do this thing where I tried to like, you know, who did it. But now now that I'm older, I'm just kind of like, it was a mixture of all of you. You know, you all kind of like had these stupid bad ideas that you thought would be great ideas, but in the end they weren't. So, yeah.
Finish me, Mortal Kombat me, finish me, right?
Finish him.
So I'm like, okay, you know, now I have the silver bullet. And the silver bullet is, now every single person's argument against me about how, you know, oh, it's a different universe. It's a different universe, Mike, so it's okay.
Yeah, so this was the excuse that a lot of people use for a lot of the changes from the normal comics to a lot of the characters in the MCU. They still do this. They still say, "Oh, it's a different universe, so we can do it differently, or we can, It's just such an excuse. It's such a retcon. Like I remember when I used to like universes, but ever since the last like couple years, I would say that they've just been abusing it. They've been abusing the concept not only just in the comics, but also now in the movies, where they're just abusing this idea of universes, and they can just do different universes, and they can just do whatever they want now because, oh, it's a different universe. Because they don't want the consequences of actually having to follow the character written to the letter of how they're supposed to be anymore. So again, it's just very, very lazy.
Now it's not anymore. Now it's 616. But then you guys are going to say, oh, but Mike, Mysterio's lying. He's lying. He's clearly lying, whatever, right?
He was.
I know that's what you guys are going to say. Here's my counter to that. Here's my counter about that. See, I thought ahead about this. I thought ahead, motherfuckers. I thought ahead of you, okay?
God,
I'm like 3 steps ahead of you, okay? I'm smart.
God, yeah, you are. You're too smart for your own good. Holy shit. I mean, I can't tell you the memes in the future that you'll see of me predicting the future of all these Spider-Man movies, plus whatever else may be possibly in the future. Who knows at this point? So that was the end of the second timestamp. So we got one more timestamp, and then I'll probably wrap this video up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this, by the way. This is usually not something that I would do. I actually would consider even going back and reviewing certain like videos. Some people even asked me to like do a reaction to my first video, which honestly, I would not be shy to doing it at this point. Just because, I mean, I think one of the reasons why I don't like reaction videos is because I just get to basically be lazy. I don't really have to really do too much. I just need to react or like whatever, or talk a little bit about what I heard or whatever. But it's with my videos, so it's not like a big concern. If it was like someone else's video, then I would be a little bit. I'm way too sensitive with that. I mean, if other people do it, more power to you in respect to, of course, the copyright system. But I mean, like, I don't know. I just don't like taking that chance because, me, I like to not really cut things too much. I like to just, press play and it is what it is. But of course, I've kind of changed that over time. But yeah.
Say that this is 616 when earlier in the Marvel Universe, we have established that this is not the 616 universe.
Ooh, I'm getting mad now.
This is 19999.
9999! I'm German, can't you tell?
This is not the same universe. Go read a comic book. It's obvious. It's evidence in your face.
I go in full German mode.
He retconned everything again. Everything again.
Yeah, they did that again with Doctor Strange too.
Again. There's no excuse. Do you also know what this means? This means I was right about everything. I'm going to pull the card now. I'm going to pull the card that everyone keeps saying I'm pulling.
The black card?
Oh, it's not accurate.
Oh.
It's 616. Guess what? Now it ain't accurate. Now it's not accurate. Now it's all wrong. It's all wrong. Everything about it. Even the Avengers movies. Even all the way back to the Iron Man movie. They're all wrong now.
Yeah. Then there it is. Like, again, if you're trying to say that this is the universe 616 now, if you're trying to say that the MCU is 616, then you have made so many errors that it's not even funny. Like, again, it makes all of us comic book guys completely right and you completely wrong. You directors and people at Marvel who think you know better, which you clearly don't. Just because you think that it's going to be cool if I say that it's 616 or it's the main universe compared to all the other ones that you have in your movies. That's really dumb.
Because now you're trying
Because all you're doing at that point is confusing people. At the end of the day, you're confusing people.
hey, this is 616. When clearly this is not. Clearly they have established this is a completely different Earth. Oh, right, because John Watts wants to retcon everything again, right? And we're still going to defend him? No. No. As you know, if anything, if this movie comes out, and if I was right, that this is 616, y'all motherfuckers owe me an apology.
Yeah, where's my apology? Like, I know this is like 3 years later, but after Doctor Strange 2.
Y'all motherfuckers owe me an apology. Why do you owe me an apology? Because if I'm right, if now it's 616, then that means I was 100% correct with every single argument. I have won all the arguments by default, essentially. That's why I don't even know how to feel about this. Some guy was like on YouTube, he was like, oh, this is kind of cool. No, it's not. This isn't cool. This is a fucking disgrace. This is disgrace. It's like as soon as Stan Lee is 6 feet under, all of a sudden everyone at Marvel starts fucking up.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
100%.
Really?
100%.
Why? Why? Like,
I think, what was it? Was it 2018 in November where he died? I think so. Yeah, that sucked. Yeah. Well, that was the end of my timestamps. So that's basically the video. But yeah, there you go. This is a 3-year-old video, surprisingly relevant today. Again, they've already established this. They've already talked about this. Unless they're trying to say that didn't happen at this point, then then they've retconned it again. I mean, again, like, I don't blame Sam Raimi. I think Sam Raimi was just stuck in a hard place, and he really wanted to do a Doctor Strange movie, but he had to follow the rules of the script that he was given. So I don't think that it was him who said that about being 616 or whatever, but I will say that it's a problem, and I think that they need to clarify that, because one part of the problem is when they make those types of, like, they say those types of things. The problem with the MCU is that it always does this thing where it's like all it cares about is like being funny, which Doctor Strange 2 was a different toned movie, but it still had relatively the same tone of being funny and trying to just keep you laughing and entertained, when in reality, when you're trying to sit there and say something about, like, oh, the MCU is now 616, you have to clarify that, and you need to actually explain that, and you need to go into more detail about that, because I didn't watch the Loki show, but I will say that the Loki show does have a big part of this, because my brother told me it had something to do with them breaking some protective barrier around the MCU, and now it's part of the main universes, or now it is affected by the other stuff that's going on in the other universes. So again, when you sit there and you say a comment like this, or when you have, again, Christine say, like, oh, you're from 616, that's not true, clearly, or you're wrong, clearly. You're either going to have to say that you're wrong, or you're going to have to say that it was a mistake, or something with the multiverses is making it all mixed up. That's the only excuse you could get away with this at this point, because, again, this should not be happening. So, I don't know. I just wanted to let my older self kind of basically do the video for me, even though I've kind of was, you know me. I get all amped up about it, and then I just start going. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a different video than what I usually do. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna do another reaction like this, maybe in like a longer depth, but until then, like I said before, thank you for watching, and I'm out of here. Up, and away. See you guys.